everyone, and thank you for joining me today. My name is John Furfari, and I'm proud to be here as a first generation student and advocate at Penn State. As someone who has firsthand experience navigating the challenges of higher education as a first generation student, I want to share an innovative and inclusive approach to empowering students like me. Today's presentation explores how a multidisciplinary studies program can address the unique challenges first generation students face and help them achieve their academic and personal aspirations. By the end of this session, I hope you'll feel inspired to join me in supporting this transformative approach to education. Before we move on, please take a moment to reflect on your personal educational journey as I welcome you to step into the shoes of a first generation student. Take a second to ask yourself the question, how would you find your place in this new world, and what kind of support would you need to stay on track and achieve your dreams? Let's begin by understanding the challenges first generation students face. These students are trailblazers in their families, stepping into uncharted territory with little to no guidance from those who have navigated higher education before them. First, there's the challenge of navigating an unfamiliar environment. Without familial guidance, first generation students must figure out college life, academic expectations, and career planning on their own. Second, many are constrained by traditional majors that don't necessarily resonate with their personal aspirations. These students often feel pressured by familial expectations to pursue specific paths that may not align with their true interests or talents. Finally, we must acknowledge the limitations of academic advisors and counselors in secondary education. With a strong focus on traditional curricula, these counselors may unintentionally discourage students from pursuing non-traditional and multidisciplinary career paths. These challenges can create a sense of isolation and overwhelm, leading to higher dropout rates and lower academic confidence. I just want to share a quick story with you. Uh, this is advice I received from my high school guidance counselor at the beginning of my junior year, and it has remained with me throughout my journey. When she asked what career I would like to pursue after my high school graduation, I stated that I wanted to be a historian or a lawyer. And her response was twofold. Uh, First, she told me I would never earn a living with a degree in history. And then she questioned why I would ever want to waste my money becoming a lawyer because no one likes them anyway. It's something that has stuck with me all this time. And I know that by raising this anecdote, I'm not doing myself any justice here in appearing old, but it serves as an illustration of the obstacles that first generation students face throughout their journeys every day. Now, let's explore my favorite part, how a multidisciplinary studies approach can address all of these challenges and empower first generation students. Multidisciplinary studies provide a flexible and inclusive academic pathway that allows students to tailor their education to their unique interests and talents. By combining courses from various disciplines, students can create a customized degree program that aligns with their goals and passions. This approach not only fosters a deeper sense of engagement, but it also prepares students for a diverse range of career opportunities. In an ever changing job market, adaptability and critical thinking are invaluable skills, and multidisciplinary graduates are well equipped to thrive. When you choose to enter the multidisciplinary studies program through the College of Liberal Arts, you need to prepare a proposal stating why and how the different disciplines that you are seeking education and knowledge in are going to cohesively come together and how they are going to help you in the job market. You can also tie in for adult learners, um, the piece of prior uh, prior education, and on the job training that you've had over the years. So it really is an all inclusive degree program. Now, let's take a look at some data that typically would support this approach. Currently, there is not a lot of data that is available regarding either first generation students' retention and graduation rates, as well as success rates for the multidisciplinary studies programs. What makes this even more innovative is that with this um, approach, we are combining the two to try to seek more positive outcomes. However, according to the National Center for Education Statistics, the retention rate for first-time undergraduate students at four-year institutions is approximately 82%. This was in the fall of 2020. Conversely, it is typically much lower for the first-generation population. 6 years after starting college, approximately only 24% of first-generation students earned their bachelor's degree. At Penn State, approximately 25% of the undergraduate student population are first generation students. So this does highlight the importance of the need for positive outcomes within this first gen population. Also, the Higher Education Research Institute reports that graduates of multidisciplinary studies programs often experience higher job satisfaction and career fulfillment. This is because they are able to pursue roles that align with their diverse interests and skill sets. Employers also value the broad skill set that multidisciplinary graduates bring. And according to the National Association of Colleges and Employers, over 90% of employers are seeking evidence of teamwork and problem solving skills on resumes. Multidisciplinary studies uh, degree programs are already providing uh, those types of proofs on a resume. And this data demonstrates that the multidisciplinary approach not only supports academic success, but also enhances career readiness. All of these points, again, highlight the importance of positive outcomes within the first generation student population. So let's talk about how we can implement this approach effectively to support first generation students. Um, Here are some actionable strategies that I have come up with or that I've been able to dig up some research on. Number one is raising awareness. Um, we must actively promote the multidisciplinary studies option to the first generation student population, highlighting the flexibility and alignment with their unique goals. This can be achieved through targeted outreach programs and marketing campaigns. Also, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, 42% of multidisciplinary studies degree recipients nationwide will go on to achieve their master's degree or higher. Advising strategies is next on the list. Personalized academic advising is critical. Advisors help students navigate the multidisciplinary coursework and the program and connect them with the resources they need to support their success. Again, this is one that I can speak to personally here. The advisors at Penn State are invaluable for everything that they do and all of the support that they provide. Next is inclusive pedagogy. Uh, my apologies for pronouncing that word. It's a mental block every time I look at it. Faculty and staff should employ inclusive teaching techniques and undergo cultural competency training to better understand the social backgrounds of their first generation students. This is one of my personal opinions. Professors need to seek out our stories to connect us to the knowledge that they are imparting. It is the responsibility of educators to lay the foundations and the groundwork. And for us students, it's up to us to build the bridges back to this. Uh, Real world experiences, they define who we are as first generation students. And fostering an inclusive learning environment is imperative for our success. Better understanding leads to stronger collaborations in and out of the classroom and more positive outcomes. Fostering a sense of belonging is key. Um, Creating affinity groups, peer monitoring programs are all things that can help first generation students build a sense of community and receive relatable guidance. I also encourage intra-campus first gen affinity groups to work collectively on university-wide initiatives. I know myself as a member of the first gen affinity group, um, multiple campuses have their groups, and I know that there have been ways that we're trying to work together, but it's still a work in progress, and I think that would help advance our initiatives. And creating peer mentoring opportunities. I am a fourth year student now, and then I'm looking to um, advance into a master's degree program. And I would jump at the chance to try to provide any relatable guidance I can to any incoming first generation students. Okay. We have encouraging cross campus collaboration. So there needs to be promotion of interdisciplinary or multidisciplinary projects and career exploration workshops, which can provide hands on experiences, expand student horizons. We need to establish partnerships potentially with other higher education institutions to provide additional resources and opportunities. Um, and I also think the university needs to definitely be proactive or stay proactive in engaging and educating employers on the unique benefits of hiring first generation graduates, especially those with a degree in multidisciplinary studies, because most times we have experience that is crossing, into multiple different sectors. Last but not least, data informed practices. And this is going to be crucial again regarding the limited amount of data that we have available. And if this is something that our community can really start to drive, uh, a collaboration of sorts between a multidisciplinary practice and combining it with first generation students and positive outcomes, the mechanisms that are in place here for gathering data and then reapplying it to identifying challenges. Penn State, once again, can be a leader throughout the nation with this type of approach. So I'll just share a little bit further about myself. I just wanted to take a moment and kind of bring you through my experience here a little bit. As a first generation student, I have faced many of the challenges that we are discussing today. The things that have made the biggest difference for me were the support of my family, uh, my advisors, professors, and my peers at the university who have all believed in my potential. Uh, Programs such as the First Generation Affinity Group has been absolutely instrumental in creating a sense of belonging for me. Um, I grew up in South Jersey, and there was always this indirect connection to Penn State. Um, and when I decided to come back and kind of pursue, just expanding my education, um, it was kind of you feel like you're part of the community, but it was that group that truly made me feel like I had become a Penn Stater. Uh, any of you that are here that are Penn Staters, you have gone through some transformation at some point or another where it clicks, and it was through that group that I can definitely say I had that moment. And it's through all of these experiences that I've seen the power um, that lies in being a first generation student, as well as the power of the multidisciplinary studies program to transform not just my life, but the lives of others. So, in conclusion, a multidisciplinary studies approach is not just an academic option. I want to, I can't reemphasize this enough. It's a lifeline for first generation students. It was for myself. By tailoring education to unique needs and talents, we can empower students to achieve their dreams and build brighter futures. I challenge each and every one of you here today to take action. Whether you are an educator, an advisor, a student, or simply someone who believes in the power of education, your support makes a difference. It's made a difference to me in my life, and I know it's making a difference to other first generation students that I am affiliated with and am happy to call friends. Together, we can create a more inclusive and supportive environment for first generation students at Penn State. And as I said before, I think that something like this has the ability to innovate um, and stretch beyond the borders of Penn State. Um, Thank you, everyone, for your time. And I am happy to answer any questions or to listen to your thoughts on how we could possibly advance this mission. Thank you very much. And I appreciate it. Have a great day.